Are you the victim of a copywriting project that bombed and you don't know why? Has this ever happened to you? You write a sales campaign for a client, but it was never disclosed to you how it would be marketed or how traffic would be driven to it. So you reach out and you ask for a meeting with the marketing team. But when you're on the Zoom call, they spend 2 hours talking about stuff unrelated to your campaign. And when they finally do get to your campaign, they talk about tabling it for until like next quarter for reasons you don't really fully understand. Something about like opportunity cost or something like that. So you unmute yourself to talk and go, hi, why is my campaign being tabled? And you hear someone on the call go, he's on the call. And you go, what? And the other person goes, sorry, what? As though they didn't say anything. They're just pretending that you are the one who's being confusing to get out of sounding like a dick. But then the marketing team gets really serious and they start assigning duties related to your campaign, including like hiring someone else to rewrite parts of it, and you try to like chime in and say that you can do the rewrites, you're the copywriter, I'm a copywriter and I'm capable of doing the rewrites, and they say, you're not part of the team, you're just a freelancer, stay in your lane. Then you don't hear anything back for a while, but you like check in a month later, and apparently the campaign has like already gone out. Like all the pages there, all your copies out there, and it's been out all along, and no one bothered to tell you or like have you check the pages. And as you're going through, you notice that like something is very wrong, and like all of the things are formatted wrong, and there's typos everywhere that you definitely weren't responsible for, and all the links are dead, and nothing is working, and you think, how could this be? I told them to have me do a final check, but when you reach out, no one answers your emails anymore? Not a single person at the company? And even though you were supposed to get campaign results, no one is giving you any? So now you're looking at a botched campaign, and I guess you've ruined a relationship with your client, and you don't think you can use this campaign in your portfolio, and you don't know what's going on, and you feel sick to your stomach? Has this ever happened to you? And that's when it hard cuts to like the whole team, all of you, like looking at me in disbelief as I'm describing the cold open skit that we're going to do. And Lindsay goes, no, we're not doing that.
I think they could work. Beware. There are problems that can kill your copy that have absolutely nothing to do with your copy. Knowing these can help explain why your copy bombed and can also give you things to look for to prevent these problems from destroying your chances of making money.
We gotta talk about page load speeds, especially when they're slow. Have you ever clicked a link to go to a website and kept waiting, but then the page just never loaded? It actually turns out that if your website takes longer than 7 seconds to load, a huge proportion of your visitors are just going to quit and never, ever, ever come back. A couple quick tips that you can use to avoid this page load death zone. 1, optimize your images. Make sure that they're not too big. Enable compression so that if someone has a slower connection speed, they can use that slower speed to access your website. Minify or remove redundant or unnecessary code, scripts, and anything else happening in the background of your website that your visitor does not need to see, and reduce redirects so that they're not getting bounced between pages when they try to use your website. You could also set up a page to prioritize above the fold content. So that's the content that people first see when they come to your website, to reduce the loading speeds and allow your page to load progressively over time, as opposed to being all or nothing at once. Squarespace and Wix in particular are terrible as web hosts if you're trying to optimize your page load speeds. So be very careful of that and keep that in mind when you're choosing a content provider.
Number 2, device usability. Here's a fun stat. In 2023, 58.3% of all web traffic is from a mobile device. By 2025, there's expected to be 1 billion 5G connections, and yet most people are still designing web pages like it's 1997. So if you're designing the web page, if you're working with a web dev team who is designing web pages, make sure that the pages are built for mobile first before they are considered for desktop web browser. This will ensure that all of that traffic, the majority of your traffic, viewing your copy from a mobile device, that they're doing so in a way that is reader friendly from this very tiny screen. It'll force you to increase your button sizes. Your text is readable. If you've ever wondered why so much copy has a single line for a paragraph or maybe a couple lines, this is why. We are used to reading long paragraphs, but we're not reading from a novel here. We are reading a wall of text on a really tiny screen, and it's a chore to do it if it's super long, if they're big blocks of text. So make sure that you are optimizing for mobile device and that you are considering device usability.
I just saw the best movie. It was funny, it had action, it featured all your favorite actors. Like, I can't believe you hadn't heard of it. It's so good. Anyway, how was your day? That doesn't sound like a complete conversation, right? If I've tried to excite you about something that you're going to be really interested in, and then I just leave it, like, what? So tell me, what was it? Like, where do I go to see it? It's because I left out a CTA. A CTA is a call to action. It's super important in marketing because if you don't tell someone what to do, then they won't do it, even if they really want to. And the difference between including a CTA and not including a CTA at the end of your copy can be the difference between $50,000 in revenue and getting fired from your job. If you want me to do something, make it obvious. This is what you need to do next. Click below to get X. Big button that says buy now. That is so powerful. If you're ever writing a piece of copy and think, maybe the CTA should be a bit more obvious, it definitely should be. Make it very obvious and tell them that they need to do it right now. Oh yeah, see,
Okay, before I tell you the last hidden landmine that could absolutely destroy your copy, I want to tell you a little story. Come, sit on my lap. It's not a sexual thing. It's story time with Sean. In like 2016, 2017, Lindsay and I were actually like sort of in charge of a product, and the promotion for that had ended. And so I was in charge of making sure that the content, the actual content marketing, the editorial for this particular division got percolated and published in various newsletters. I was in charge of writing what's called an edmen, an editorial mention, which is a little CTA at the bottom of a piece of editorial that says, hey, if you like this thing, you might like this other thing that we have for sale. For like 6 months or so, I didn't check the affiliate link that I was including with the edmen to these people that were publishing the stuff. When people, if they were interested in a particular piece of editorial, they were clicking the link and they weren't going to a promotion. They weren't going to a landing page. They weren't going to a piece of sales copy. They were going straight to an order form. And so for months, I had to field questions from the head of this particular company. Why is this product not selling? If a product is not getting sales, copywriters don't want to write for that particular product. And so what ended up happening was that this product went a long time without getting a promotion written for it because it kept registering as 0 sales, 0 sales, 0 sales. It took 6 months before somebody, me, finally realized, oh crap, we aren't linking to an evergreen promotion. We are linking to an order form. That's why nobody's buying. And that is why $0 were racked up for that particular product that I was in charge of doing content marketing for 4 months. And so that is the hidden landmine that you need to watch out for if you are going to be putting copy out into the world or working with clients. People are going to up. Any piece of copy, in order for it to get shown to the world, needs to be passed from hand to hand and be looked at by a lot of eyeballs. And it's really easy to miss a lot of simple stuff. Like, for example, where one particular link goes in a larger piece of copy. And so if you are not plugged into this stuff, it's entirely possible that somebody along the chain of responsibility could mess up. Did you guys like sitting on my lap for story time with Sean?
Yeah.
No.
I didn't.
But I explicitly said that it wasn't a sexual thing. I refuse to take accountability or responsibility for that.
If you enjoyed this video and you need to know more about marketing strategy and how to do better as a copywriter and how to bring it all together so you can earn the big bucks, go and watch this video, which is imposed upon Sean's fat, bald head to the left of the screen. Was that too intense, Sean? I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. I was doing the fake sad. I was doing the fake sad thing.
Oh yeah, I was doing the fake apology thing. You fat, bald-headed fucker.